Hey my friends, I hope you guys are having a great day. It is Sunday and I am making this portion of the video, which I didn't expect to do, because initially I went to Friday Night Jazz and I taped some of the performances of Tierney Sutton and Tamir Hendelman, who were performing a duet at Friday Night Jazz. And I really had a great time. And you'll see later why I enjoyed myself. Tierney kind of sings in the style of Ella Fitzgerald, where she kind of uses her voice as an instrument. And you'll see when you check it out, but it's a kind of style of jazz that I love. I love Ella Fitzgerald. So it was kind of cool to be at this Friday Night Jazz, watching it. And I taped just the first set so I can share that with you guys. But I'm making this portion because going there, and part of this channel is about me living my best life, and part of that is getting out into the world and enjoying my life more. And I think if you've been watching my channel, you know I am a SGI USA member, a Nichiren Buddhist, and I've been a Nichiren Buddhist since February 25th, 2017. And I'm in my 9th year, but I was sharing with somebody one Saturday. I had what they call a home visit, where a senior leader comes to my home to kind of chant with me and talk to me about, where I am in my life and my practice, right? And I've talked to so many different senior leaders, and trying to understand this practice has been a challenge for me. And coupling that with my current situation, where I've been unemployed for the last year, searching for work and having a difficult time, I recognize that it's all kind of happening for a reason. I don't quite know what the reason is, but I've been trying to address the issues going on in my life. Rusty's here saying hello. But I've been in this place over the last year of really trying to make sense of the issues going on in my life, and getting frustrated and angry with my practice because it feels like it's not working, right? And so I had a meeting on Saturday evening with a regional leader in the SGI, and there was something about the things that he said and suggestions that he made that really helped me move the needle with my practice. And that I shared with him, when I was Christian, I felt a kind of connection with my spirituality that I just don't feel with being a Buddhist. And I don't understand what that is, or what's the resistance that I'm having, right? And he started to tell me, you know what? There's 3 pillars of the practice: faith, practice, and study. And I recognize that for myself, the study portion in my life has been lacking, because I feel like I'm overwhelmed. There's so much stuff to read, and sometimes I'll read something and I just don't get it, right? And he gave me a challenge to, for the next 30 days, just read one small bit of something that President Ikeda wrote about Buddhism and incorporating it into your life. Just read. It could be a paragraph, it could be a sentence, but do it every day for the next 30 days and just see what happens. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to take on that challenge. And I felt really good because I felt like I had something to kind of work with, right? And then he left, and I started doing what I do often, is watching different YouTube clips. And I was started off on different healthy foods that people eat in the different blue zones, like they were talking about in Sardinia, how people are living to 100 years old and in a really healthy state, in their body. So what they were describing of how they did it was by eating certain foods, like eating legumes every day, tomatoes every day, fatty fish 2 or 3 times a week, and just different things. But they said something very similar to what the leader said in terms of practice of these people are not doing a longevity diet. They're just living their lives. So they eat certain foods in a certain way to enhance the effect on their body that they've learned from their parents, their mother cooking that way, and they cook that way. But they said it's not about making some dramatic change, but doing things little bits at a time, slowly, every day, eating the same foods that are good for your system. Eventually, over eating the same healthy food, in the optimal way of cooking or using that food, your system, acclimates to the food, and the health benefits are building up over time, right? So I'm watching, and then the YouTube rabbit hole that I was going down went towards videos talking about things that the Japanese do in their daily lives that help them detox, live healthier lives, and eat in a manner that optimizes their health results. And so they're talking about how the Japanese eat breakfast in silence. And eventually the videos started to talk about different Japanese philosophies of how people live their lives. And they were talking about this philosophy called Kaizen, and it's Kaizen. And I really want to start learning a bit more about what that philosophy is, because as I was, can never escape these points, as I was listening to the person talking in a YouTube clip about Kaizen and thinking like a Kaizen thinker is what they said. You're recognizing that your life is a journey of transformation. And the suggestion is that you, one, embrace solitude and quiet and allowing yourself time to meditate. And it doesn't have to be for 30 minutes or an hour. It can be for 2 minutes. You do that every day, just a little bit, and then you can build it up. And when you're giving yourself that quiet time and getting comfortable with solitude and being with your own thoughts, it helps you to kind of break out of the treadmill of living in a society where you're bombarded with, advertising and television trying to sell you things and shape how you think about things. And you can start living your life as if you don't have any control over it, because you get so wrapped up in the stresses that are happening that you don't even realize the stresses are really not coming from within me, right? But I don't know that because I'm living my life with the TV always playing or some music. There's always something going on that I don't allow for quiet time to recognize how I think about things and what are my thoughts on things that are happening, and allowing myself to listen to that voice within me. And the thing that really spoke to me was, they said an important part of the Kaizen philosophy is asking yourself every day, what thing can I do today? One small thing that moves me in the direction of improving my life. So what one thing can I do today, small thing that improves my life in the area of my life that I'm addressing. So I hope that makes sense, because it's about kind of shifting my thinking about what is happening in my life. And when I was listening to this stuff, I was seeing how a lot of the things that they say as a part of this Kaizen philosophy are things in the course of my life I've tried kind of superficially tried to do meditation, but I expected some profound thing to be happening. So I never really did the meditation fully connected in the moment to just being with my thoughts, even if it's just for 2 minutes, and letting that build. Does that make sense? And by taking the perspective that my life is a journey of transformation, and that transformation takes place over time by making small choices every day that moves you in a direction that you want. And when I was hearing that, it was like I had this epiphany regarding my practice, that I've been looking at my Buddhist practice as if it were similar to Christianity, where Christianity is a religion and there's dogma and things that you do and don't do and all that other stuff, right? But with the Buddhist practice, it's a philosophy of how to live your life. And what I wasn't realizing I was doing was I was kind of being resistant to a lot of the stuff that I was reading, but I wasn't approaching my Buddhist practice as taking one small step every day in some aspect of studying and taking in living my life from this perspective of being a Buddhist, being a Nichiren Buddhist, and creating happiness for myself and for others. It was more like I was chanting because I wanted a specific thing, which is relative happiness, not absolute happiness. Absolute happiness is you are happy regardless of what's going on in your life. You just are choosing to be happy just for being alive. And I recognize that my approach to my practice, without really being conscious that I was doing this, was focused on chanting for relative happiness of a thing happening, like getting a job because I needed a job. And while you should chant to be very specific, it's about creating a pattern of living my life so that I can face whatever is happening in my life. It's not about what is happening and beating myself up, which is what my habit has been. To beat myself up that this is happening because, oh, I'm being punished for being gay. I've had people, growing up, the church says you're an abomination, for being gay, or having people who are bullying me, making me question myself and feel like I didn't have value. And I didn't realize that way of thinking from 14 or 15, even though I thought I was handling it, I was incorporating somebody else's thinking, about who I am, instead of recognizing that my life has value and living from that place. And it's taken many moons later with this practice and really trying to understand why I've been unemployed for so long, that I've come to this place of realizing I can embrace this practice by just taking one small step every day and dreaming big for what I want my life to look like, and taking action in some small way every day in some aspect of my life. And it was such an epiphany because it's been so stressful being unemployed and recognizing, the stuff going on with my former business partner turning on me and becoming so toxic, was all feeding into this kind of narrative that I've been living, that my life doesn't have value as a gay man for whatever reason. And whether it was consciously or unconsciously, my choosing of changing my channel to being about a gay man over 50 living my best life really feeds into my Buddhist practice, how I want to be living my life. And I feel like the universe was giving me a message, because I was saying to myself and to this gentleman that was home visiting me and giving me guidance, I really want to embrace this practice in my life. I know it's the right thing for me, but I don't know what's blocking me. And getting the advice from him about just doing small things every day, and then when he leaves, having these YouTube clips speak to that very subject I was talking about, made things make sense in my head. And it doesn't mean that suddenly life is going to be easy, but I'm recognizing that what I have to shift in my practice is recognizing that I need to have a philosophy of how I want to live my life in order to really connect with my practice. And that means doing all these things that I've just been saying, as opposed to just going through the day mindlessly engaging in things or talking with somebody, but having my thoughts be on 50 other things that I have to do. What I'm getting from what I've learned about this Kaizen philosophy, that it's about really being present in your life and showing up for all of the different moments that you're experiencing, and asking yourself, what small thing can I do to advance my life in this direction? Whether it's mind, body, spirit, work, relationships, just choosing to be present when I'm talking to my friends is an engagement that connects me with that person on a stronger level if I am in that moment engaging with them, as opposed to thinking about what I'm going to be having for dinner while they're sharing something important in their life. Being present in the moment and making choices that move me in the direction I want to be moving, and taking responsibility for viewing my life that way, is how I can be living my Buddhist practice in a way that it's not like, oh, this woo-woo thing where I'm chanting and expecting life to magically make things happen. It's every day I'm believing in myself. I'm choosing to see my own value and recognizing that the hurtful, nasty things that were said to me over the course of my life from childhood to now is other people's thoughts. They're not mine. Because when I take the time to get quiet and go within myself, I can find that voice within me that has my best interest at heart. And that's what I've been kind of ignoring, is getting quiet and listening to my own inner guidance, because so much of this practice is about recognizing that everything is within. There's nothing outside of yourself. Your practice is not something outside of yourself. You're not praying to somebody out, some God outside there. Everything is an internal job. And I don't know if what I'm saying is making any sense, but it has made so much sense to me just over this weekend that I know I'm either going to sound like a crazy person, or by my putting this on tape, my hope is that as I share what my experience is in trying to live my best life, and living my best life means really holding myself accountable to pursuing those things that I want to be pursuing in my life, with the belief and the certainty that I can make these things happen. And I recognize that part of my being here on this planet is to learn to value myself, value my thoughts, and to live my best life. What I want to do, kind of taking from what I was gleaning from those videos on the Kaizen philosophy, is living my life with a certain standard, a certain code. And they talked about it as like being a modern day Ronin. The Ronin is a samurai who kind of goes off on their own and kind of lives in solitude. And it's not a thing of being isolated, but it's about having the strength to follow your own path. And I want to kind of incorporate that into how I am approaching this new chapter of my life as like a modern day Ronin, where they suggest, and what I liked about these videos is that they gave you questions to ask yourself and form a kind of standard for yourself. Because if you don't create a code of ethics for your own life, then life will kind of do it for you, where people will start to kind of put things on you. And if you don't have a code that you're living by, there's a chance you can buy into other people's thinking about you that really has nothing to do with the reality of your life. I hope that makes sense. So I want to do that for myself, is kind of create a code of where they said, what would you do if you weren't being watched by somebody else? How would you behave in certain situations? And they said that a lot of us live our lives kind of basically performing for other people, where we're saying and doing things because we think it'll make us look a certain way to other people and people will accept us or whatever. But as a Ronin, you are deciding what your code of ethics are, what it is and how you want to live your life, and holding yourself accountable to that. So again, I want to use the epiphany that I've had on this weekend to transform my Buddhist practice. And I feel like all these things are connected. So as I take small steps every day in the direction that I want to be living my life, which means not settling for, well, I just need to get a job to pay my bills, but recognizing that my being a writer, my being a content creator is an opportunity for me to be a creative, which is who I am. Whether I'm an actor or writer, I'm a creative person. And I don't have to let that go because I'm not acting at the moment. I'm a creative person. And I want to embrace that in how I live my life. Because when I do that, I am happy because I'm doing those things that bring me joy. So I want to incorporate this epiphany I'm having into my daily life, into my Buddhist practice. And I'm interested to see, as I do this, a little bit at a time every day, what effect that will have on me finding the job that is right for me, whether it's admin stuff or something completely different that I haven't thought of. My goal is to be a professional writer and content creator. And as long as I'm taking those steps every day, things are going to eventually fall into place. And that's part of the trust of living my life through the lens of this Buddhist practice, but for also just seeing my life not as just I was born and life is just happening to me and I freak out about all these different things. It's no, looking at my life as life in a bigger picture, which is not about having a specific job, but looking at my life and saying, my life is a journey of transformation, and how am I going to make my life transform into the creative, joyful experience of living that I want it to be, that is creating happiness, absolute happiness for myself and for other people. So that's been my epiphany. I wanted to share this with you, hoping that one, it'll encourage you to look up the philosophy, the Japanese philosophy of Kaizen, K-A-I-Z-E-N, and seeing if it's something that you may want to incorporate into your life. But I'm so excited to see how this transforms my Buddhist practice and my life in general. So I wanted to make sure I put this down on tape. I'll either sound like a crazy person, on the internet, or I'll be in a sharing of my life experience. I may be able to help one other person on the planet who's going through something similar, then it's worth it. So I know when I created this channel, I wanted it to be something that is of value to myself and to others, which is kind of part of me living my life as a Buddhist. But last night, by the universe sending me those videos, seemingly in support of the conversation that I had in real life with a spiritual leader, I feel like I have tools to use, where I wanted in the past to be living my practice, but I didn't know what it was that I was not doing. And it's really about how I've been thinking about what I'm doing. So I'm excited to see, as I try and live my life, and I'm not looking to live my life as if I'm some monk, but I want to be living my life where I am doing the things like I did on Friday, going to Friday Night Jazz and allowing myself to just enjoy listening to jazz. And I really believe that doing that act of going to LACMA, I went to the Monsieur Marcel's Bistro, used my gift card that my friend Deborah gave me to get lunch. I took it there, had a little, lunch right before the Friday Night Jazz started, got myself a good seat, taped a few videos, which you will see later. And I just allowed myself to be present in my life, if that makes sense. I had stopped the kind of, oh, I got to be doing this or that, or I need to be applying for a job, and why am I here? I just was living and enjoying my life with the other people that came to enjoy the jazz. So I feel like all these different aspects of my life, which I didn't see as connected, are all connected. And that's been this big epiphany for me from this weekend, is that I feel like if I didn't go to Friday Night Jazz, I may not have been in the place to be receptive to what I heard from the guidance on Saturday. And then by being receptive to the guidance I was hearing from the gentleman that came to chant with me and support me, by my being open to that, I got my wish, if that makes sense, of when I said to him, I don't know why this practice isn't working for me. I know it's all this stuff is connected, but I don't know why I'm not connecting to this practice. And then to have those videos give me tools, I just feel so jazzed about my life right now. I don't know if it's coming across or if I'm coming across like just some woo-woo nut, but I feel like I have tools that I can use, and it's up to me to put in the work of doing little things every day to improve my life and to live my best life and believe with an unshakable faith that I can be a professional writer, that I can monetize my YouTube channel and still be of value to other people and create a financial situation in my life that allows me to pay all my bills, to help me pay my brother back for his support, and living a life of appreciation. So I know I just spent the last half an hour rambling on, trying to express to you this pivotal moment in my life, because I feel like if I am able to do what I want to do a little bit every day and build a strength in my spiritual practice and in my confidence and valuing my life and valuing my thoughts on things and not allowing myself to blindly be led by people on TV who talk about things as if they know what they're talking about, and bringing everything back to myself, taking 100% responsibility for my life and 100% responsibility for creating my happiness. So I wanted to share that. I hope this, what I've been rambling, is understood by anyone who needs to understand it. And I am making this commitment to myself and to those who are on this channel to move forward with this kind of life philosophy and not staying in this place of being stuck, seeing myself as a victim, but recognizing my value and recognizing this is what I'm here to do, is to be happy and to find the things that I'm passionate about and make them my reality. So I'm going to leave it here and ask you to check out the rest of the video, which is my going to LACMA to check out Friday Night Jazz. I hope that as you watch the jazz, you can see how creating these dates for myself is one of the best things I could have done for myself, because it's putting me out in the world, living, and it's allowing me to connect with myself and my life in a way that's mindful, where I am taking action, being present in everything that I'm doing in as positive way as possible. So I hope you can enjoy the rest of this video, and I thank you for your time. I really hope that this video helps some other people out there be able to look at their lives and not feel stuck or feel like they're a victim, but recognize they have the power to transform their lives by doing one small thing every day in some aspect of your life to make it better. So that's it, and enjoy the rest of the video, and I thank you so much for being a member of this channel, and I will see you guys next time. All right, see you later. Besos. Hey my friends, it is Friday, and I decided to have another solo date. I'm here at the farmer's market picking up a smoked salmon sandwich and fries from Monsieur Marcel's, and then I'm heading over to LACMA for Friday Night Jazz. Today is a duet with Tierney Sutton and Tamir Hendelman. They're a jazz duet. I've never heard of them, but they've been together for quite some time. I saw one of their YouTube clips, and she made me think of Ella Fitzgerald and how she was singing, kind of using her voice as an instrument as opposed to just regular singing. So I figured this would be a nice change of pace, sing a duet as opposed to a big jazz band, and hopefully I will have some fun. So I'm gonna head off. I will see you guys soon. Hey my friends, so I am here early, wanted to get a good seat, and hopefully this will be a good show. I will talk to you guys in a bit.
My name is Mitch Flickman, Director of Music Programs here at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. So thrilled to have you all here for season 35 of this great free jazz concert series that exclusively features LA's jazz finest. We want to thank our supporters that include the City of Los Angeles, Department of Cultural Affairs, the broadcast made possible the County of Los Angeles, and of course, the broadcasts are made possible through our promotional partners, K-Jazz 88.1 FM. Every Sunday night at 7, we broadcast these wonderful concerts. Tonight, we present 9-time Grammy-nominated vocalist Tierney Sutton, along with award-winning virtuoso Tamir Hendelman. The duo recently released their first album together, entitled Spring. After decades of collaboration, Tierney and Tamir share special chemistry. Two artists, one piano, and intimate musical conversation. Please welcome back to LACMA, Tierney Sutton and Tamir Hendelman.
We have only just so long to solve our troubles and make stories that we do to No self-respecting jazz singer starts a set different. A self-respecting jazz singer starts a set this way. She steals from the great Ella Fitzgerald. That's what you do. So this is a normal way. So if you didn't like that, if that was a little too woo-woo for you, you can pretend you just got it. Don't mind telling you, in my humble fashion, that you thrill me through with a tender catch. When you said you cared, imagine my emotion. I swore them then, permanent devotion. You and all the other men seem blind. Just you alone fill me with eyes wonderful, marvelous. See, this is me. You should care for me. It's ours. It's paradise. It's what I long to see. You made my life so glamorous. You can make me feel amorous, wonderful. This is will be the title track of our new CD, our new album. This is the very first day we have had the album. Look at that cover. Woo! It's called Spring, and this is a Dori Kayimi song that indeed called Spring. And it's so beautiful that even if the album was called something else, we would have put it on it. Spring holds around as a bunch of daffodils. The possibility of warm reviews will arrive. In fragile dreams and warm-colored nights, we'll bloom like violets in the April to wash away anything that's still lingering. And the cloud of doubt but something more. To wash away anything that's dead and love that remains, mixing the shadow and sorrow fingers, painting keeping the promise of something. Listen to light again under so full of memories, something more. And this is a song that it took me literally 30 years to memorize. So let's see if it's solidly in there or not. So wish me luck, all right? Wish me luck. It's the end of the world, it's the rest of the stuff, it's a little more, it's a silver with glass, and it's like the sun, it's right, it's death, it's trapped, it's gone. The wind blows, the fox in the bush, the song in the bush, the wood and the wind of the a scratch on it is a thing. It's the wind blowing free, it's the end of the slip, it's a beam, it's a clear, it's a hush, it's a cut, and the river that talks of the walls of march, it's the end of the street, it's the joy in your heart. The ground, the flesh and the bone, the beat of the road and slingshot stone. The fish, the flesh is so low. A fight, a bat, the range of the bow. The battle, well, in the end of the line. The snake in the face, it's a loss, it's a fine. A spear, a spike, a point, a nail. A drop, it's the end of the tale. It's a rhyme, it's a break, it's the mess. The plan of the house, the body in bed, and the car that got stuck. It's the mud, it's the mud. A fruit, a drift, a flight of green. A hawk, a whale, it's the promise of spring. And the river lake talks of the waters of ash. It's the promise of life, and the joy in your heart. Johnny Joe, it's a thorn in the hand and a hop in the tongue. A pull, a ring, a beam, a bite, a blink, a dozen, a sudden stroke of life. A pin, a needle, a sting, a pain, a swing, wherever you was, there was pain. A pass in the mountains, almost from you, and in the distance, the shadows of the shadows of you. The river lake talks and the waters of watch. It's the end of the street, and the joy of it. The stone, it's the end of the road, it's the rest of the sun, it's a little river, it's a sliver of glass, it is life, it's the sun, the night, the death, the end of the road, and the river page talks of the waters of ash, it's the promise of life, and the joy.
People they're sitting like
And now I gotta do the Portuguese. So next year I'll sing that and then I'll sing the Portuguese. For another 30 years. When I turn 90, I'll have the Portuguese. Now if our dear friend Larry Mantle is to be believed, and I think he is as a rule, today is the 100th birthday of the great Marilyn Monroe. And being an LA girl and a lover of movies, Tamir and I wanted to do something in honor of the great Marilyn Monroe. She recorded a song that I actually have recorded twice on 2 albums. The reason I recorded it is that it was the most politically incorrect song ever written. Lyrics by the great Leo Robin. So check this out. If I get canceled after this,
way more.
That's life. What you gonna do?
For some reason you thought I was working some other place. Oh no. Every day I gotta go. Tech. Not all tech companies are.
kiss on the hand, maybe quite continent. Diamonds are the girl's best friend. Kiss me, grand, but it won't be no rental on the flat. Oh, hell, on that. Then when girls grow old, I warn you, and we all lose our charms in the end. But sweat the sheep, the rock stars, their sheep, diamonds on the girls' beds. There may come a time when last needs a lawyer. Diamonds are the girl's best friend. There comes time when your heart boiled in oil thinks you're all nice, but get that ice or else no dice. He is your knife when stars are but beware when they start to send, because it's them that those glasses go back to their spouses. Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
I noticed people like they have like their blankets and food and
When little pets get big bad, yes, time rolls on. knees. You'll stand straight at your knees.
I recently moved here. I used to live in
Alright, we're going to return to Antonio Carlos the great song that I've been wanting to sing for a while. It didn't take me quite so long to memorize the lyrics, but it took me a while to get into this arrangement. It's called Double Rainbow.
I was like walking distance from Vol.1. You know that? Yeah. I have never been there, but I know there's a lot of concerts and stuff. So I have to see something I like. Because every day there's something happening. They have concerts here.
believe I have earned my favorite song on the CD. This is it. The piano sounds like it's speeding back up here a little bit. The autumn winds blow chilly So because that's as slow as I can sing, I'm going to close this set with one that is as fast as I can sing. And we'll be over there. You can buy the LP DVD. There's only one person that's got a signed LP, but it's so beautiful and there's a thing inside. And we also have Vol.1, and we also have flowering bookmarks that are beautiful, that have the art, and we have CDs, and like that. And right now, you should go to your phones and go to TierneySutton.com and be on my email list. Or you can follow me on the Instagrams, whatever it is that people do. But we love you, and we want to see you again, many, many times. All right. So this is the Nat Cole song. The way you walk is what you've been wanting to see. Being is very, very extraordinary. Is even more than anyone that you don't have love. It's all that I can give to you. Love is but just a getting for two. You're gonna do nothing more. Can you take my heart and please don't forget love was made for me and you. There is for you and get me. Heaven is for you, gold is for you, they want to see. Being is very, very extra, ordinary is even more than anyone that you adore can love. Is all that I can give you. Love is one just a game from two, the two.